What is good? What is good? What is good, y'all? Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you are all doing well, whether you are just tuning in or whether you will be watching this before the fights in about I guess the fight's technically starting like 11 hours now since they pushed them back an hour. With the news of Teraji being off, it's pretty much a shame to say the least, but all as well as be well. Hope you guys had good holidays. Hope your upcoming New Year's is going to be fruitful. Hope you're doing well. Excited for this card. Little less excited now that Teraji is off, but I mean, still, man. I mean, at least in terms of as a boxing fan, I'm super excited. You can never not be excited as a boxing fan to watch Inoue, and Junto Nakatani in back-to-back fights. You have some up-and-comers, too, as well, with the Quintana-Satsumi fight. But, man, this card really got kicked in the balls, dude. The Jazza Dickens other Satsumi fight was going to be awesome, and that's off, so that sucks. And then now with Baldo Garcia and Teraji being off, that's a kick in the balls, man. But, yeah, once we get a few more people on, I'll kind of get into my thoughts on the actual card, into the X's and O's and all that good nature. If you are here, hope you can like the video. With that being said, man, hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, the IBF and the rehydration clause, man, it's going to kill fights. It's always been a fight killer, and it's always going to be a fight killer. This shit just is like, man, it just really killed it, man. Turkey should have got Ibuki on the card, 100%. 100%. Have no idea why Ibuki's fighting for 19K versus an opponent that's fighting for 11K. I'm genuinely curious to see, too, if Alvarado's chin holds up against Ibuki. He has one hell of a chin. I mean, if not the best chin that I've ever taped, quite frankly. Granted, he hasn't really hit a bunch of big punchers like that, but Ibuki fight, man, has a lot of interesting dynamics to it, in my personal opinion. And a lot of those dynamics come down to, does the pace and pressure wear down Ibuki later? And is he able to crack the chin of Alvarado? That's a fight that should have been on this card. Absolute fire fight, because Alvarado has one single gear, and that's come forward, march you down in straight lines, tap away at the body, try to wing hooks over top and punches over top. Hi. Hi, hope you're doing well. He likes to wing hooks, likes to punch hooks over the top. And then you have someone like Ibuki, who 17 wins, 18 wins, 17 of those coming by way of knockout. But even with the knockouts, he's a really good boxer. He's not just a pure puncher. He's not someone that's just putting people's lights out one by one with one huge shots. I mean, he does put people's lights out and he does punch, but he's far more of a boxer than he is an actual puncher. He can land while trading. He can land while countering. He good front foot, good back foot. I like your hat. G-Man Jones, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I like G-Man Jones. I like G-Man Jones. But yeah, Ibuki, I mean, he has big power, but he is chinny. It is undeniable that he himself is chinny. The Akui knockout where he got dropped and then he got finished in the first round. And then Teraji went to war with twice while getting finished in the second fight, getting finished early in the second fight. And he got put flat back in that fight too as well. So there's just a lot of dynamics in that fight. I think you have a great chin versus a suspect chin. I think you have a great boxer versus a really bad boxer. And I think you have someone with great pace, cardio, and grit versus someone that has great grit and good cardio and good pace. But I wouldn't say it's great. So very interesting dynamics in that fight specifically here. And I think those are like the most interesting questions when it comes down to that fight. So ultimately, I still think Ibuki's going to get it done. I think Ibuki probably gets it done by a later stoppage. I can see a decision. People I really respect thinks he goes to the decision, but Felix Alvarado being 36 years old, he barely went to Japan last Saturday. So it's going to be about 7 days that he's going to have to acclimate to the Japan time with the weight cut at 36 years old. These are all things that I'm genuinely curious about to see if he gets stopped later. I fancy him to get stopped later at plus 240. But you never know, man. You never know. Dude, this shit is so ridiculous. Goddamn, dude, I can only bet on 2 Japanese. No Nakatani in the U.S. for some reason. I've been literally telling people in the Discord, there's literally no U.S. lines for Nakatani. It's absolutely insane. 7 through 12 would have been such a good spot, too, as well. Nakatani 7 through 12 would have been such a good spot. It's some type of plus money. All we have legitimately, it's absolutely insane, man. All we have is... Well, we don't even have Ubaldo anymore. We have Yabuki, and I don't even know how to watch Yabuki. I don't have any certified ways to watch the Yabuki Alvarado fight. I mean, I guess we can make an offshore account with Bet Online and then go bet the Edwardson Garcia fight and then go add some legs to it with that. But it's just absolutely insane. I'm hoping to wake up to some lines from it. That would be nice if we could wake up and there are some actual just random lines from it. That would be nice. But do we get it? Most likely not. I don't know what's happening to the boxing market in the United States, but it's becoming shit. The boxing market is becoming slowly but surely very much shit to bet on in the United States. It's insane. Lines are getting slowly and surely sharper. You know, we're not getting as many. We're just not getting as many lines. We're not getting as many props. It's all this bullshit money lines. Like, I don't want to bet on a minus 1,800 money line. There's nothing I can do with minus 400 money lines. Like, I don't believe in making these stupid ass long shot parlays and then pissed off and calling robbery because a minus 400 won in a loss in a close decision. Like, it's just not what I'm going to do. So it's just kind of shitty, man. Yeah. So, I mean, realistically, the only bet that I'm going to take pre-flop is Inoue, and I'm taking Inoue 5 through 8. Something tells me that Picasso is sturdy enough to take damage. But I just really think Inoue, I mean, the last 2 Orthodox fighters he's fought, he's gotten out in the 8th round. Picasso is hittable. He's also hittable to the body. And he likes to stand and hold his ground. And I think if he stands and holds his ground versus Inoue, I think it's going to just be the minute Inoue kind of gets his read on his distance, rounds 3 or 4, I think it's going to he's going to start stepping through the gears. And another big thing, too, is I think that Junto Nakatani is going to get a knockout over Reyes Hernandez somewhere in like rounds in the 8 through 10 range. I think it's going to happen 8 through 10, where I think Nakatani gets the actual stoppage. And I think Inoue is going to have that little bit of extra. He's going to want to one-up Nakatani, essentially, just to put it shortly. So, yeah, 5 through 8 is where I like Inoue to get it done. I think he gets it done 5 through 8. 7 through 12 at plus money is a good one, but I could see it happening in round 5. I could see it happening in round 6. Like, there are just things about Picasso that don't blow me away. I mean, his fight against Kamita, he did better against Kamita than I remembered watching it live. But then I go and watch his fight against Azat, and he's winning 108 to like 120 on the scorecards, and that's not a 108 to 120 fight at all. It's like because Azat got a point taken away for a low blow in the 5th round, but it's more like a, like a 115, 112 kind of scorecard to me, man. And there are also things like when you watch on tape here. So let me pull up the actual tape. I mean, it's not like I'm monetized, so I could give a shit if I get copyrighted, right? So it's like you see stuff like this on tape. This is against Azat, right? Where it's like he has so many holes in his frame that can be poked and prodded through, in my personal opinion. Like, I just think there's a lot of holes in frames that can be poked and prodded through. Right here. This was actually a fun-ass exchange right here. Like, dude, he's just getting tagged so openly, man. So openly. And he's actually usually pretty good, especially from range, at plastering his right hand to his chin. But against Azat, if he does that against someone like Inoue, he's going to get smoked. He's going to get absolutely smoked, because I don't know if you guys saw the weigh-ins, bro. Inoue looks freaking shredded. Looks shreddy Freddy. He looks stacked to the max, pause, and he looks ready to cause some damage. As compared to Alan Picasso, this is his first fight at 122 in a year and a half. And I thought he didn't look drained per se, but I didn't felt like he looked great. Didn't look energetic and spry. His face definitely looked sunken in. His chest bones look weak. I don't have any thoughts on Murataya Cruz yet in January. I haven't done the tape on it. I'm going to have to start busting out my January tape. I'm not going to lie. I need to take a little bit of time off. I need to take, after these Saturday cards, I need to take Saturday and Sunday just to relax. I'm kind of burnt out, man. I've taped like 11 fights in the last 7 days or something like that, 7 or 8 days for the Patreon. And I'm just kind of I'm a little burnt out on watching boxing tape. I just need a little bit of time off, which just 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. But if I were to give my pre-tape thoughts, just to give you my pre-tape thoughts, I think Cruz is just going to be a little bit too slick for him. I think Cruz is one of the best fighters at stopping on a dime and going. I think he's good at prodding through, using the jab in a lot of different variations and ways, and he's good at finding holes and poking holes. But Muratai is not someone that I would sleep on, but he's not someone that's ever blown me away. Muratai has never like ran through the gears and ran through the levels and became someone that I thought was, he's just not really blown me away. I'm not huge on Muratai, to be honest with you. I think Cruz pre-tape should get it done, but the number -210 is kind of ugly because Muratai has a good pro game. He just doesn't have a lot of pop. He has a lot of holes in his defensive mechanisms too as well. So early lean, Lane Kiffin's burner, I would say I will take Cruz pre-tape. I'm such a casual. I mean, in what way? Let's talk about it. Let me teach you something if I can, or you teach me something from a casual perspective. I mean, this is the best thing about watching boxing is we all start as a casual at some point, right? Like, I would say I'm still a casual in some way. Some people talk about certain fighters that I feel dumb as hell because I've never even heard of. So it's pretty hilarious. Hi, Hobag. Hi, Daddy. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Is there anything you took pre-tape, Big Steve? I know that, by the way, I from what it looked like the girl Tamor who won today in Switzerland. It looked like she got robbed because, one, it's a majority decision in Switzerland. Screams robbery already. And two, Loretta's team was like pissed that she lost. And Tamar's team was literally squeezing each other's shoulders like in nervousness. So I'm assuming Loretta actually won this morning and they gave it to Tamor. Even though Swiss Pro Boxing Instagram account looked like that old girl was getting beat up. So, yeah, I'm just kind of rambling right now, y'all. So if you guys have any thoughts, any questions or anything like that, the only question I really got was the thoughts on Muratai Cruz. I do think Cruz, I'd lean him pre-tape. I'm pretty sure post-tape I'll lean him to as well. Like, I'm almost positive post-tape I'll lean him to as well. But yeah, so Wilbaldo off, kind of fucked up my parlay. Was Wilbaldo in your parlay, or did you have Teraji, if I may ask? Because I've said this to someone today in Johnny's Discord, because Wilbaldo was their dog of the week. You just got saved, brother. You just got saved for real, because I'm telling you, Teraji was going to smoke Wilbaldo. Teraji was going to either wide decision him or possibly stop him late. I wouldn't have been surprised if Teraji would have stopped him. Teraji would have dropped him at least once in this fight. Like I don't understand what people saw in Wilbaldo. Like, I'm genuinely curious what they saw in Wilbaldo. I mean, his pace and his pressure is great, and the size differential, I understand. I even put in my breakdown that the reason that I wouldn't touch Teraji pre-flop is purely based off the intangibles of Teraji outside of the fight. Does he still want to fight? The questionable move up in weight is a little bit suspect, no doubt about it. From what I understand, Teraji has talked about retirement a few different times. He's already looking past him, talking about Bam. But let me just show you some funny, like, this is like, I keep posting this clip of Wilbaldo and it makes me chuckle every single time, bro. It literally makes me chuckle every single time. My phone's a literal fight library at this point. Look at these feet. Break dancing Wilbaldo. Look at those feet, champ. Like, y'all were really going to, I'm serious. Like, and I hope no one takes this offensively. I'm not trying to sound rude or anything, but anyone that was about to bet Teraji against, let me watch when this clip restarts. Look at this man's feet. Look at this man's feet. Nah, bro. Like, Teraji was going to kill this guy. Teraji was going to knock this dude's head off. So, and I hope no one takes that offensively. I just really, like, I didn't see it on tape. There was just nothing that, and the one thing is I wanted to see, because I saw that Wilbaldo was a lot of people's dog of the week. So I wanted to see if I was on the right side of that. I have Wilbaldo with only one parlay on winning, another one most punches thrown, which was he's my most punches. Most punches throw is a really good leg. Really good leg because he will put out volume and he builds and fights too as well. My only issue with Cruz is how often he gets hurt. I think his last two fights got visibly wobbled against guys who aren't the biggest punchers. Yeah, that's the amateur. This happens with guys that come up from this amateur background. I always call it the amateur shell. I don't know if you ever heard me talk about it before or not. Fighters, I like to see them shed their amateur shell, which means I like to see their pace, their pressure through 10 rounds and 8 rounds grow. I like to see them sit down on their punches more. And the biggest thing about them shedding their amateur shell is how do they get hit? How do they take hits? Because in the amateurs, it's just not the same. Point style, pop shot style, so on and so forth of that. So I think Cruz is doing a pretty good job slowly but surely shedding his amateur shell, but I agree he gets cracked and he can get wobbled. I also think he's a little bit thin for the weight class. Like he's not very filled out. He's not very thick. So which is something to know about Inoue. Inoue looks finally filled out and thick. It's crazy. So, yeah, I don't necessarily think he's very big for the weight class either, and I don't know if that has to do with him getting hurt or not. That fight between the Japanese fighter and Dominican can be interesting, though. I think it may go the distance. Japanese fighter and the Dominican, I think that may go the distance. The Dominican. Is that the Leopoldo Quintana one? Is Leopoldo or Leonardo Quintana Santana? Is Quintana Santana, is he Dominican? 1 second here. Let me pull up this fight card. Mayo box. Leobardo is. Oh, Edwardson. Yeah, Edwardson. His only loss is against. Oh, thank you. I just saw your comment. I'm all looking. So Edwardson Garcia. I have a few people that I trust that really like Edwardson as a dog. Edwardson had a great performance against William Foster, and William Foster is someone that is not a bad boxer on Pro Box. William Foster had a really close fight against Yakubov, and Yakubov's a guy that Pro Box really likes to be kind of one of those next guys that's going to do pretty well from that like Caucasus kind of region. So William Foster saw that Edwardson Garcia beat the hell pillar to post out of William Foster, beat him all 10 rounds. His one loss, which is why the books will discount him, is against Jordan White. And Jordan White's loss against Rene Diaz-Gallerón isn't like a horrible loss. He never got into a groove in that fight. Rene Diaz-Gallerón is super fucking good. Edwardson Garcia is a good boxer, and he was another guy that not long ago before that knockout loss to Jordan White, who, if you go look at my Twitter, it's funny, I was super high on Jordan White. I mean, I still like Jordan White, but I don't know if I'm high on him. By the way, Keys, I'm going to answer your question. I'm sorry, I just missed, for whatever reason, skipped over your question about Matias. Yeah, Edwardson Garcia, and I think he's a good dog. I haven't taped his opponent, but purely based on the number and wiki capping and what I know about Edwardson Garcia, because I've seen him fight a few times, he should be a good dog in this case here. So, yeah, Edwardson, man, and there are people that I trust that put like real money on him. So, I mean, take that for what it is too as well. Do you think Matias stops Dalton? I do. I think I've been saying this since this fight got announced. This is the last great. This is the last great, in my opinion, will be the last great Matias performance. This will be the last time we'll see Matias grind someone down with volume and get a stoppage, because I think he is aging. I think he is slowing down. I think Dalton Smith allows people to close the space. And another big thing too as well is Matias's style is not going to age gracefully, and I think he's going to get stopped pretty brutally here soon. I just don't know when it will be, and it won't be by Dalton Smith. I see him grinding Dalton Smith down and stopping him late. Dalton Smith also allows people to walk in the front door with no mask on, as I call it. Like, he doesn't make people pay for walking in with no entrances. And one thing about Subaru Matias is he doesn't have great entrances. And you have to be able to literally stop people at the door. Whether that's a jab, whether that's cutting off the angles. Puello had better success in the later rounds versus it. Someone like Richardson Hitchens will have a lot of success versus someone like Subaru Matias, because he can stop him from walking through the front door. So just all of that being said, I'm going to tape it, of course, so I can give a firm breakdown with real notes, but I've been leaning pretty heavily to Subaru knockout. Best thing is Subaru Matias is a minus 160 now. I would not doubt if money comes in on Dalton Smith, so his knockout is going to be really good money for us. Really good money. Foster had a split with De Los Santos, 2 majority decisions, which could go either way. I got him as a dog. Yeah, I think Yakubov was one of those majority decisions, if I'm not mistaken, because that fight was pretty close up until I think the 12th round. Yeah, because I had Kanju and William Foster on a parlay. Actually, I don't really play too many parlays, but I like that 2-legger at like plus 300. Should have took Yakubov. Live and we learn. Absolutely. Dalton Smith doesn't throw enough punches. Couldn't agree more. I was talking to someone in the chat, and it's funny. I always mix up Josh Kelly and Dalton Smith. I don't know why I fucking do, but I just always do. Also love the fact that Matias tested positive. I don't care how the B sample came back. He's juicing for sure. Hey, hashtag free Subriel. That's my boy. That's my boy. My boy. Free Subriel until it's backwards, my G. Subriel free. Subriel free. I love Subriel Matias, man. It's funny as it just makes me laugh that all my favorite boxers are getting caught juicing. Like I love Janibek, and then we saw what happened with Janibek. Love me some Subriel, and then we're seeing what's happened. Well, you know, even though Subriel, my boy Adam, the analyst, who is a medical student, had an incredible breakdown on it on Twitter. If you have a chance to go read it, I am so sorry, man. I am having a hard time breathing today, or not breathing, but like my throat is itchy and scratchy. It must be the weather. But Janibek, Subriel, they're killing me when it comes to that. I love Princesa Olasquaga. Thank God he is not a juicer. It looks pretty good on that one. Kona Walker is in my top 5 favorite fighters now after that last performance and his last 3 or 4 performances. Kona Walker is a fucking engine, mate. And who would be my 5th favorite fighter besides all of those guys? I'm genuinely curious. I mean, Inoue is like, I don't like bringing up pound for pound guys because it's like no shit Inoue. My dog's literally named Inoue. I love the hell out of Inoue. So, I mean, I'm thinking like outside of the box, not pound for pound guys. We got Subriel. We got Janibek. Still going to stand on that. We got Kona Walker. Damn. Who's your guys' favorite fighters? I'm curious. If you're here listening to the video, you let me know who your favorite boxers are, or even MMA fighters. You can even throw them in there too as well. Man, in terms of like their work, like mechanically how they work, this may be unpopular, but I really like Oshaki Foster. I also think Raymond Ford is someone that I hold in very high regard. If Raymond Ford didn't check off in fights, he'd be undefeated and he'd be on some pound for pound list. And that's unpopular, but I really like Oshaki Foster. Doing the tape, I just love how clean his punching mechanics are. If he's another guy that if he put out 3 to 5 more punches around, probably undefeated. Knows how to go through the. I love Oshaki Foster, Raymond Ford. I'm an American, so I got to shout out some American boxers for sure. So Raymond Ford, Oshaki are guys. Boots is a hell of a fighter, man. Boots versus Virgil is as big of a fight as it comes in boxing right now. Period. In a way, Abdullah Mason, they could outbox people easy and they take risks and make it entertaining. Abdullah Mason, bro, he's jumping onto that list too as well. His fight versus Noakes, bro. Bravo. How do you feel about UK boxing betting in general? I consider myself pretty sharp, and I've always positive months. Those UK cards destroy me, though. I think I'm pretty good with UK betting, but I'm more sure betting live on UK is my best asset. For example, I caught Kona Walker live. I caught Troy Williamson live after getting absolutely smoked last weekend. Troy Williamson was like one of the only catches. I feel like I do pretty good UK boxing. But fun fact, my love of like deep boxing analysis started from, I don't know if you guys know a guy named Punch Perfect Boxing. Shout out to Jamie. In my opinion, the greatest, to this day, the best boxing analyst I've ever heard. Punch Perfect Boxing, my love of UK boxing, and I feel like Japanese boxing is I have to give him credit for, because Jamie, he would put me on to so many fighters I've never heard of. And ever since his channel, I feel like he has opened up my eyes, and he's really made me just a sharper person in general, man. He didn't delete his channel. He just got burnt out. He got burnt out of always having to do breakdowns, always having pen and pad notes during fights. He just wants to be a fan again, man. And kudos to him, bro, because that dude was special, man. I don't think to this day you find me a boxing breakdown analyst. Besides, there's one Boxing Gems. I love them on YouTube because they have actual footages and clips. They're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. But come to one wordsmith podcast style like boxing person that can break down fights like Jamie, find me anyone as good as him and I'll send you $100. I swear to God. He is him. He is him. I can only hope to be a tenth of what he is when it comes to breaking out fights. I love him. My guy, a boxing guru, actually from the UK, actually just started a YouTube channel. So the boxing guru is pretty solid too as well. But he just started his channel. His Twitter breakdowns are incredible. Prospects always seem to upset there, and the guy, the promote is overrated. In the UK, that's a big thing. Is like UK has like very certain phenotypes of boxers. They have those prospect amateur style fighters that they love, that they hype up. They're going to try to rep through the rank, or they have those journeyman dudes that are good gatekeepers that are never going to get past that gatekeeper status. And then they have dudes that are going to come in there and be tough as nails and not get knocked out. So that's really UK boxing in a nutshell, if you ask me. This may be asking too much. Do you see? You're never asking too much, brother. That's what I'm on here for, is to, chop it up, man. This may be asking too much. Do you see Inoue going over 5.5 rounds, or is the reach to say Nakatani under 7.5? I wouldn't touch either one of them, and let me tell you why I personally wouldn't touch either one of them. I like Inoue 5 through 8. So over 5.5 for Inoue, I would more so touch, just because that meshes right where I like with Inoue, 5 through 8. Meaning that he has to be halfway through 6th round. And if he gets knocked down the 7th, it's perfect for my bet. Be better for your bet. Nakatani under 7.5. I like things that Sebastian Reyes does. He does a little bit. He takes steam off the shots. He doesn't take a lot of shots too cleanly. He uses his pawing and his glove fighting to paw at your punches, and he takes steam off the shots that way. And he does that early in fights. Now, as the fight revs on, he did slow down a little bit in the 10th round versus Azad. I think Nakatani is going to get him as his tires flatten a little bit, and he's not doing the steam off the shots thing a little bit too early. So when it comes to all of that being said, I would stay away from the under 7.5. Not saying that it doesn't hit. When I say stay away from these things, I want to be very fucking clear, guys. This is simply my thoughts and my thoughts only. It is not the correct thoughts, and it is not my it's not my advice. It's simply my thoughts. So if you have a bet that you like, do not let me stray you off your bet that you like. Simply want to put that as a disclaimer. I don't mind the Inoue over 5.5. I actually think it meshes well for my 5.8 prediction. I wouldn't touch the under Nakatani 7.5 because I think it's going to get stopped somewhere in 8 to 10. That's actually where I see Nakatani stopping him, is 8 to 10. So early thoughts on Ball Figueroa. I think Figueroa's body dimensions are going to be an easy target for Nick Ball to hit. I think Nick Ball and his style and pace of pressure is going to be doing a good job putting his head dead in the center. We saw guys like Cool Boy close distance and bang out the body against someone like Brandon Figueroa. So someone like Nick Ball, who's a true engine, true pace, is going to put Brandon Figueroa's back against the ropes. I don't think Figueroa is going to be anywhere near enough physical enough to push Nick Ball back. And I don't think he utilizes his range or his jab enough to keep Nick Ball at bay. So Nick Ball is going to, quite frankly, I'm very familiar with both fighters. That's the best thing that I love, is I'm kind of getting into what I call season 2 of this channel, is where I've done so many predictions and breakdowns at this point where I can go back and read old notes from old breakdowns. And it just makes my life so much easier. In terms of season 2, I'm very familiar with Nick Ball and Figueroa, and I think Ball is going to run through him with no problem. I really don't think there's going to be an issue whatsoever. So, yeah. You're going in timeout, dog, 5v5 for that stupid-ass comment you just made, champ. Going to timeout for that, buddy. I've been saying Vasoli the best UK prospect. Love watching his fights. Yeah, Vasoli fucked me last week, not getting that stoppage. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. I'm not going to lie to you. Vasoli is good. I don't think he commits enough. I don't think he goes through the gears, and I think that's a big problem. If I see you not go through the gears now, when you had Horworth hurt, a wounded duck, and gassed out, brother, it's just personally, I mean, and Keesley, you're my dog. You know I respect your opinion. He didn't show me enough for me. He's on that Pat McCormick level now. I'm waiting to fade him. I actually think he's mid as shit. Who are we talking about exactly that we think is mid as shit? If we're talking about Vasoli, I would say he's just above mid, but we're going to fade him against. He's going to get a Kona Walker kind of style of fighter. He's going to get one of those. It won't be like Harry Scraff or anything like that, but he'll get someone. Always hesitant to rate kickboxers that transition to boxing. I think it's important to note how they box, right? Shout out the Dogfather, man. The Dogfather, A lot of people know him from MMA Twitter, Big Steve's YouTube channel. He said something one time, a long time ago. He said, this boxer fights like a kickboxer still. And when I heard that, I said, huh. And it made me started watching the tape a little bit different. How high is their shell? How high is their guard? Where is their head movement at? Is it on a line? Are they cutting angles, or they look like they're still scared to get kicked? These are all things that are very interesting to watch when you watch these kind of things too as well. We should have saw the fade by old boy Tenshin Nakakawa coming. I know I just killed his last name. Nasakawa. We should have saw the fade coming from a mile away, but yeah, we didn't. I didn't pull the trigger, so kicking myself in the ass for that. I had like a stupid small parlay, but it wasn't anything serious enough to even care about. Hey, bro, how are you? Good. How are you? Do you think Imanga Edson Garcia goes over 8.5? So I want to be very clear about this. I didn't tape Imanaga. I did not tape Imanaga, but I really like Ederson Garcia as a fighter. He's a good prospect, not prospect, but he's good at going through the gears and good at playing. I think as he stepped up through the paces a little bit when it comes to the Diaz fight, the William Foster fight, I think he has done a little bit better job not trying to rush through these finishes. I don't know how good Taiga is, so I want to be very clear about that, but a lot of people that I know trust like Ederson Garcia. So from people that I trust and what I know about Ederson Garcia, he seems like a good dog from wiki capping. But I don't know how good Taiga is. And just looking at the records from BoxRec and things of that nature, I can see this fight going the distance. I imagine this fight will go the distance purely based on it's a prospect that people like. And Ederson Garcia is one of those fighters that's always going to be a tough out for anybody. Doesn't matter if it's prospect level or world level. So, and usually in those type of fights, I lean very heavily for them to go the distance. So with that being said, I do like the over 8.5, but I want to be very clear that I didn't tape Taiga. So can you repeat your picks, fave pixel for? Yeah, I like Inoue 5 through 8. I think Ibuki gets the job done 7 through 12, even though Alvarado, I said it, has one of the best chins I've ever taped. But Ibuki's not a pure puncher. He's a boxer puncher, and he's going to utilize the whole ring. It's in Japan, so I'm assuming it's a 22 by 22 ring. So ultimately, I like Inoue 5 through 8. I like Ibuki 7 through 12. People I trust like Ederson Garcia. Those are the only bets I'm getting on U.S. domestics. If you're getting Nakatani lines, I like Nakatani 7 through 12 a lot. I like Nakatani 7 through 12 a lot. I saw Nakatani's KO on offshore is like minus 280. That to me is like a really good spot because I think Reyes did slow down in the later 10th round against Azat. This is his first 12th round fight. And I think his taking his steam off the shots will be a little bit dead by the time that Nakatani is going through the years. Thanks. Now I'll take into account. Indeed sounds reasonable. Hell yeah, Semper Pat. Hope you're doing well. Basoli, in my opinion, only got hype from the sparring stores with Kermo Moten. I think if he doesn't improve a lot or get new team, he's gonna get stopped. Yeah, he's gonna run into a buzzsaw. I think it's gonna be Basoli getting faded against his first Mexican. You know, he does stay on the back foot a little bit too much. He does stay quite on the back foot a little bit too much, but he is a sharp shooter. I just think I'm also pissed about him not finishing Horath. Horath was tough, to be honest, but yeah, he did need to go through the gears because he can't catch everyone with the counters. Thing is Horath was dead from those body shots in rounds. Was it 8 and 9? Just absolutely dead. He got that spark of life at round 10 just because it's that 10th round adrenaline. You think Inoue fight goes over, broski? I do. I think 5.5 is solid. 6.5, I'm hesitant to play because I like 5 through 8. I think the stoppage is going to come anywhere through 7 through 8, quite frankly, but I think 5 through 8 is a really good grouping for Inoue. It kind of fades right into my play. You know, Allen is tough, but he's not your typical Mexican. I keep hearing people talk about him like he's a typical Mexican fighter. He's not going to be like Wilbaldo Garcia was in the earlier fight, or there's one more, Sebastian Reyes Hernandez. He's not going to be coming forward recklessly with nothing. Again, he's not going to enter the front door with no mask on. He's not going to come in the front door recklessly. He's going to walk in behind a jab. He's going to try to hold the center of the ring. He has shot selection. He picks his shots. He prefers that inside war and trading, yes, but he's not like a crazy high 70 to 100 punches around kind of volume Mexican that's going to put his chin out in the air on a platter. I think it's going to take some early body shots and put a dent in his gas tank for someone like Inoue. Another thing, too, is this is his first fight at 122 in Alan Picasso's, by the way. This is his first fight at 122 in a year and a half. He's fought at 126 in his last 3 fights. And I'm curious to see what that does to him, too, as well. Inoue looks fucking huge on the scales. Alan Picasso looks a little bit drained, if you ask me. So I think he's going to be sturdy early. Didn't mean to rhyme there, but I think he's going to be a sturdy fighter early. And I think he's eventually going to, once Inoue goes through the gears, it's going to stop him. Another thing to keep in mind, too, as well, I think he's going to want to one-up Junto Nakatani. So what round do we see Junto Nakatani get a stoppage in? You can go to Bet365, make a little same-game parlay, take the under of that round, Inoue knockout, and parlay the shit out of that. That's how I'm going to be playing it, because I truly believe there's going to be a little bit of one-upmanship in this fight, too, as well. So that's kind of how I see all of it. Sorry if I rambled too much. But yeah, that's really that's where we're going. Also, if you're here too as well, don't forget to like the video for your boy. Definitely like the video. Please note, guys, I did start my Patreon. I do all my full tape studies and breakdowns. I put them all. I had my Ibuki tape study out 3 days ago. I've had all my tape studies out 2 days ago, except for the Inoue one. The Inoue one I dropped this morning, but that's because I was waiting to see the weigh-ins before giving an official prediction on that one. In my Patreon, you can request specific fights you want me to break down, whether that's later in time. I actually just had the Angelo Leo fight requested, so I'm going to be doing that one very early. I'm pretty excited about that. So if you're looking to support, please definitely support in the Patreon here. Can't guarantee all my, can't guarantee all picks are going to win, but you're going to give every single detailed breakdown that I can give you. I also have my full fight library of absolutely insane amount of fight clips also in my Discord too as well. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please feel free to support the Patreon. My link is in the bio of my YouTube, also in my Twitter. But if not, I appreciate you just even liking the video, dropping a little like. That's much appreciated and much love regardless. So before I get out of here, though, y'all, because I've been rambling for about 36 minutes, is there anything else we want me to cover? Anything else we want me to say before I get out of here? But anyone that joined in, I just want to say thank you for commenting. Thank you for jumping in. Yeah, I know some other people are probably going to be going live later. I'm sure Johnny will be going live. I'm sure Gary 3D will be going live. More Strengths, another boxing channel I really like. Axel 72. Axel 72. If you guys aren't following Axel 72, he's awesome. He is fucking awesome. Go follow Axel 72. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. More Strength, Johnny. Just like pure boxing breakdowns and predictions. I don't listen to any boxing breakdowns and predictions until after my tape is done too as well, because I don't want to sway my opinion. That has happened in my lifetime to where I've listened to like MMA tape breakdowns and then it swayed my opinion off the tape and it's bitten me in the ass from it. So, but yeah, looks like we're all good here then in that case here. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys joining. Like the video if you can. As always, it's love, it's peace, it's chicken grease. See you guys next time.